Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the Head Guy Podcast. I'm your host, Stefan Lindberg-Jones, and today's episode promised to be nothing short of inspiring. We're joined by an exceptional guest, someone who's not only a seasoned operations manager for a prominent international brand, but has also conquered the challenges of a bikini competition. I'm delighted to introduce the phenomenal Julia George. Julia has navigated the demanding landscape of a career while actively participating in the world of competitive fitness. Today, she graciously shares her experiences, insights, and the transformative journey she undertook for the bikini competition. So without further ado, let's dive into this captivating conversation on the Head Guy Podcast with our esteemed guest, Julia George. So welcome back, Julia.
Hi, hello.
How do I put that? Because it's welcome back from your onion, but also welcome back from I interviewed you, and it didn't go out because I wasn't happy with the interview. So thank you for coming back.
Okay.
So where do we find you now? Where are you now, personally and professionally, today?
So professionally, work's going great. I'm very busy. It's at the end of the year, so everything's going well. I'm super busy at work. Personally, well, I've been back from the US, which was amazing. Had a trip away to Amsterdam with my partner. I'm just about to do a course in PT, so I start that in the middle of this month.
Wow, is that new? Hold on.
That's new, yeah.
Yeah.
That's new.
I think I'd just throw that in. Just, if I'm not busy enough, I'm just going to train as a PT. Okay.
So that's new. But I wanted to gain more experience and knowledge to be able to help the women that I want to help going forward. So that's why I'm doing that.
Okay, so just give us an overview in with regards to what you do professionally.
Okay, so I'm an operations manager. So the best way to describe it is a country manager for an international US brand, Victoria's Secrets.
Nice. And personally?
And personally, I've been preparing my body for the last 2 to 3 years to take part in a bikini competition. So like bikini sculpting. So I wanted to lose some weight. It was something that I wanted to do anyway. And it's been a challenging couple of years through operations, etc. But I competed for the first time in July this year. And then that led to other opportunities, which then took me to the US and yeah.
Okay, well, we go down there. What I'm curious about actually is when you mentioned about you wanted to lose some weight, go back before that. Have you always had issues with your weight or?
No.
So why?
I was always really slim as a teenager. I could eat what I want.
Yeah. You're one of those where it's just like, I can eat anything, I'm fine.
As you get older, that changes. So yeah, in my 20s, same, 30s, same. And then obviously your body, as you start to get older, changes.
So you were eating anything but not doing any exercise? Or were you doing?
I was now and again in the gym, wasn't consistent.
Right.
Do home workouts. I was quite active anyway with work and stuff. So
okay. So that kind of kept things burning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't drink loads of alcohol, don't smoke or anything like that. So yeah.
Oh, really?
No, and I'm quite a fussy eater, so I don't like sweets. There's a long list. I won't go into it. It's really long. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I don't like that a lot of people obviously crave, like sugar and all that kind of stuff. So that obviously helps.
Oh, so you could eat anything. So when you said, I could eat anything that I wanted, but actually
there's a lot I don't like.
There's a lot that is bad for you anyway that you didn't like anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious about the alcohol. Is that you never drank alcohol, or is that?
No, I just wasn't a heavy drinker. I would drink, but
just now again.
Okay. I could live without it and stuff. So
that's very good.
Massive issue for me.
So, all right, you're getting older.
Yeah, and then it was just before lockdown actually.
Yeah.
We'd been to Oman on holiday and we got back and I looked at the photos and I was like, oh my God. I didn't recognise myself. I was a lot bigger.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it just slowly crept on?
Yeah.
So you just didn't realise life was just fine, happy and just...
Yeah, it just crept on and then one day you think, oh gosh. But yeah, so I hired a nutritionist to help me with my
Oh, so you went serious. You went.
yeah, because I suffer from IBS, like severe IBS, so I needed to get control of that and start
What's IBS? Just.
irritable bowel syndrome.
Oh, okay.
So that was a big focus. My sleep was poor, stress. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I wanted to work on, and then that just started the journey.
I'm just curious. So you felt going to a nutritionist was better than maybe going to a psychologist or someone like that? More,
Yeah.
if you were.
At the beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I needed to really focus on my diet. I was hardly eating, and women know. Women, all of us do it, go on these crazy diets. You think the less calories I eat, I'm just going to lose weight, and that's not the case. So
Yeah.
I needed to really, I wasn't eating enough to fuel my body, so I really needed to look at that and make sure I was eating the right foods. So yeah, and then it was just the right time that I thought, okay, I want to know, this is the right time now to look for a coach to help me.
All right, stop. Stop, you're jumping. So you go to a nutritionist. How long do you have a nutritionist for? Well, how do you, is it until you feel the effects of, the change of diet? Because the nutritionist obviously looks at where you're at now, I presume, and then introduces a new way of eating or diet or...
Yeah, she gave me a plan. She told me how many carbs I should be eating, fats, proteins. She wanted to know about, obviously, toilet habits and what exercise I was doing. So I was with her for 12 weeks.
12 weeks?
Yeah.
And is that the plan that she gave you for 12 weeks and then she said that's enough, or did you say that's enough? I'm just curious because I've never been to
I said it was enough.
You said that's enough?
Yeah.
It's working.
Yeah.
And does that give you, has that kind of formed a habit in your brain to literally, okay,
yeah,
I feel that I can go it alone and I'm ready to...
I had the basic understanding and...
So doing that, did it change your mental state in regards to, okay, now that, I'm on top of my nutrition, why would you look for a coach? That's why, because you just suddenly went, then I go and look for a coach.
Because
Why?
For a long time, I wanted to do the bikini competition. So
when, all right, because I've never asked you, when did you say or see or where something kind of went, that's what I want to do? What age were you that you thought, yes, that's what I want to do?
Early 30s, mid 30s.
Okay.
I'd always been quite active, like I said. So I used to do Jane Fonda at home and all that kind of stuff. So I'm showing my age now. And if lazy people won't know
I remember Jane. Was it on the VHS as well? VHS is video...
God, I don't even know.
No, video something.
Yeah. So I used to do that and it's quite active and all that kind of stuff.
So aerobics.
Yeah.
In front of the TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember, so it's mid-30s, and I remember going into a gym in Edinburgh, actually, and I hired a PT, and I remember taking a picture, and I said to him, I want to look like that.
What, was that Jane Fonda?
No, it was somebody, she wasn't a bikini competitor, but she had that physique, and that's what I wanted.
Yeah, and you knew that?
Yeah.
That she was a bikini athlete?
No, she wasn't.
She wasn't.
But she had her physique she didn't compete, this woman.
Right, okay.
Some magazine.
But that was what your mind was thinking, that this is how I want to look.
Yeah, and I wanted to grow into that and do the competition at some point.
No, but how did you get to know about the competition? All right, you show someone that picture, the PT. How did that kind of reveal itself with regards to the bikini?
God, I think just my friend used to date one of my best friends used to date a bodybuilder, and she would always talk about it. And my partner at the time he wasn't into that. He'd been into that before, and we used to watch the Olympia and stuff on TV and what have you. And I just thought that would be amazing to be able to achieve something like that, and discipline and determination. So that I guess that was the seed. I don't really know. It's just was there.
And I'm just curious because I knew someone that went in for the kind of bodybuilding. She was a lady as well, little New Zealand lady, and she would have strict diets, especially before competition, where she would only eat chicken and cut out liquids and stuff like that, because I'm not sure about if you drink more liquid, then your body becomes more, you need to see your muscles
You need to dry out.
So where was I going with that? I can't see where I was going with that, but no, that's it. Are there various levels? Like you focus on the bikini competition, but is there different kind of competitions depending on what you want to go in when it comes to bodybuilding?
Yeah, I mean, there's women bodybuilders like what you see, like men that are so much muscular. There's wellness, which is really heavy on the glutes as well, and the quads. There's loads of categories.
So when it comes to bikini, why is it just bikini competition? What is it that they're focusing on?
The symmetry, everything is in proportion. You can't be too muscular. You shouldn't have striations. You shouldn't have your core shouldn't be, like a massive six-pack.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
They say it should be the woman that you've just been on holiday and you're walking along the beach. That's what it should be, but it's not. It's not. When you look at them, it's not.
So there is a fine line.
Yeah.
Between bodybuilding and the bikini.
Well, it goes up in categories. So it's like last year and this year really opened my eyes. You can really see the difference in physiques and categories, and I wouldn't want to do anything. I wouldn't want to grow any bigger than a bikini athlete. And that would be too much for me. And I don't want to take enhancement steroids or anything like that. I want to do natural. So.
But I'm curious, when you're training, and this is what I've realized when I'm been running or working out and stuff like that. Really, I don't really, I look in the mirror one day and I look, I focus on something, but I'm never really aware properly of what I look like.
Okay.
How do you, when you're training to do a bikini competition, do you know that you're in the right shape, that everything is in the right proportion, etc.?
Well, I'm only an amateur, and this was my first season.
No, I know, but
I've
but from your experience going into that competition, how did you know you were right, that you were ready?
I didn't know that I was ready, and when I look back, I wasn't ready.
Oh.
So when I look back at my photos, I needed to have more glutes, more quads. I need to have more definition in my delts, but I was so determined that I wanted to do it, and I'd waited a long time to do it because I had quite a lot of operations that I had to put this dream on hold or this goal, so I couldn't do it. And like I said before, I'm really determined, so it was always in my mind, no, I want to do it. This is the time that I want to do it, and we'll take the feedback and we'll go from there. So
nice. And I'm just curious, how do you balance everything when you're training and work and relationships and social life? How do you manage to balance it all?
So as you get closer to stage, then the training really increases. So cardio increases. So
does everyone else get pushed to one side? It's just like, and how many weeks before the actual competition did you start upping the game?
About 19 weeks.
19 weeks?
Yeah. It's a long time.
That's a long time.
But you don't start to cut everything until maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then...
What? That's food and people?
Well, food. I didn't really go out. And a lot of people still go out because then especially people in Dubai, you can take your meals with you. But in Qatar, that's not...
Yeah, that's not going to
really
happen. They can take...
Yeah, they would take their meals with them. So it would just be easier if I was going to go out, then I would eat before I went. And
just have a drink while you're...
I could still meet my friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was... I still saw my partner. We don't live together, but I still saw him.
Yeah.
So he would cook what was on my meal plan.
Did he follow the meal plan as well, or did he?
Not really, no. I would just have reduced amount. I obviously weighed my food, etc. So yeah, it was tough. The training was hard towards the end, but the mindset was the most challenging because you lose some friends along the way. People don't understand why you're doing it. You scroll on social media a lot and see these amazing bodies, but these women and men have been doing it for 10, 15.
Yeah, how do you... So that can lead nicely on to my next question. How do you deal with it psychologically? You know, when you are dealing with social media, when you are dealing with friends that don't want to be part of your life anymore because... Or is it the other way around? Where you
No.
They just don't understand.
Said that I changed and I'm still the same person.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm just following something that I really wanted to do, and I've made some amazing friends. But I think you just speak to friends. I spoke to my coach. Obviously my partner was a great help. I went to sound healing because I couldn't really relax with work and everything. I was like always like on the go, and I needed to take some time out and relax, so I did sound healing.
How did you find sound healing? How did you find it?
No, I loved it. I still
How did you find it initially, and how did you realize that was something that you might resonate with?
So it's located where I used to go to the gym.
Okay.
I've been there before. The same facility I went for yoga and reformer Pilates, so I'd already known about it, and then I thought, let me just go and see what it's like and what it's all about, and yeah, it's been good.
And that resonated with you, and it
really
made a difference.
Yeah, a couple of my friends now go, but yeah, it really helps me relax. It's taken me to a place though that I've had to uncover some trauma. So when you go into meditation, things have come up that obviously I buried from a long time ago that you think you get over, and has resurfaced. So it's been a bit, let's say, a bit scary, and I didn't think that would happen.
Yeah.
But I guess in a good way.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I need to deal with.
But how did that fit in with everything else that you're trying? So you're on a training plan.
Yeah.
You're doing sound healing, which is suddenly
Once
now
a week.
bringing
Yeah.
stuff out.
Yeah.
Plus work. Plus relationships that are falling to the way. All right.
Friend relationships.
Yeah. No. Exactly. But yeah. But that's a lot. That's a lot to
juggle. Yeah.
Juggle.
I think when you want to do something so badly, you just plan the time, and work was 8 till 5, 8 till 6 sometimes. I would go straight to the gym from work. So that would be about an hour and a half. Come home, eat, just relax a little bit, and then obviously need to get quality sleep.
Yeah.
Then as you get closer, like 2 weeks, maybe 2 to 3 weeks before stage, I was doing cardio in the morning, so I'd get up really early. It felt like a bit of an outer body experience because I'm not a morning person, so I couldn't actually believe that I was getting up.
But isn't it amazing that you set yourself a goal?
Yeah.
And I meet a lot of clients that, don't have goals. And so they always seem to be lost. I always kind of put them in the picture of being in the middle of a football pitch, that they're standing there with a ball, but because they haven't got a goal, they're just literally dribbling in a circle.
Yeah.
And then everyone else can tackle them and take the ball away from them, and they're always left in the center because they have no goal. But as you've said, once I set my goal, that was what I was determined to do. You've got a place to shoot that ball.
Yeah.
And no matter what, that's where I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm heading. So suddenly you feel this energy. Suddenly you're doing stuff that you've never realized,
No.
As you say, I'm not a morning person,
No.
but I'm waking up because that's where you're going.
Exactly. And I wanted it so bad. I
Yeah.
bought the bikini a year and a half in advance. I bought the shoes, bought the jewelry. I am doing it no matter what.
So you're living it, you're breathing it,
Yeah.
and you're heading towards that goal. I'm just curious, you said 19 weeks, 18?
Yeah, about 19 weeks, yeah. But that was long. No, most people don't. Most people do about 12 or 8.
Okay, but who took you on that journey? Because did you have a coach?
Yeah.
As your
Had a coach.
and how do you find those a bikini coach?
It's like anything. Once you want to study something, you go and look and research, don't you? So then that's what you had to do. I followed this person on social media for a while, and she is based in Dubai. So I was working with her for about a year and a half.
So were you doing live sessions, or would she send how?
So we have weekly Zoom calls.
Okay.
And I have family in Dubai, so when I would go and see them, then I would go and see her, and we'd do an in-person check-in, etc.
Oh, nice.
So she took me up to a point, and then I changed coaches halfway through.
Why?
I just felt that I'd come to a point.
No, you sound like a sports athlete. It's just like this coach could only give me so much, and I only got so many awards, and then I had to go for another.
I think it was time for a change. I learned a lot from that coach. She was good at getting me from the beginning and teaching me quite a lot of things that I needed to know. She was.
So did you feel you've came to a plateau where you didn't feel that?
I felt it was time to.
Okay.
But it was halfway through, so I was in prep. I think I was then maybe 11 weeks out.
Yeah.
So to then try and change to somebody else is hard. And I went with my posing coach at the time. I had 2 posing coaches because I couldn't decide what federation I wanted to do. And different federations, the posing that you do on stage is different.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
How many federations are there?
Oh, God, I don't even know. A lot. I can't tell you.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
So what drew you to the federation that you chose in the end?
It was a beginners. It was over 35s.
Okay.
It was in the UK. It fitted in with my work schedule. I went to a show the year before and watched one of the girls from my coach's group. She was competing. I went and had a look, went and saw a show, and it was brilliant. And I thought, oh, okay, looks like a good federation for beginners. It's all amateurs, but it wasn't natural. And
it wasn't natural.
No.
What do you mean?
There were girls there that were obviously taking steroids and assisted because you're
allowed?
Yeah.
Oh.
So obviously, if you take steroids, and obviously your physique is going to be a lot better than someone that doesn't, and you'll have more muscularity, and But
how do you tell? Now that you've been in it and you've seen it, how can you? Just explain to someone naive like me that
I am naive still. I'm not even going to say anything on camera, but I am still.
But you can tell. You can.
Yeah, now I can. Before I couldn't.
Yeah.
Being honest, I couldn't, but now I can, and I think I should have done a bit more research. I should have gone in for a natural competition.
Yeah.
I should have done one that was over 45s.
So you didn't do the first.
It was over 35.
Just over 35, but it wasn't natural.
Yeah. And so obviously I'm competing against women that are 35, and I've got 13 years plus of them. So then of course, and we're all first timers, and there are other women in that category. I think the eldest woman was 55 or something.
Very young.
So yeah, I think from experience, I should have probably done an over 45s. I probably should have waited, because when I look back at my pictures, I'm so glad that I did it and that I achieved it, and I still can't believe that was me when I look back, and I'm so happy that I did it. But I think I probably needed more time to have more definition, but you learn from these things, don't you?
Absolutely.
That just makes you stronger to do it next year.
Take us to that competition. What was it like, turning up? Because you'd never done a competition before. Just take us there. And, as you said, you felt like it was an out-of-body experience. So, take us from a third perspective to, what was it like?
It was the most surreal thing I've ever done, from start to finish, from the tanning. Obviously, from my skin complexion, I don't need fake tan.
No, so you didn't need it.
For show day, you do.
Why? How does that benefit you?
Sorry, because under all the lights,
Yeah.
and you're up on stage, then the judges need to be able to see your body. And with the tan, your physique shows up better.
Really?
Yeah, you can see the difference. Once you've got tan on, actually, you can see the difference.
But
and you look
does it
better,
shine? How?
definition and yeah,
How does
they do like a glaze just before you go on,
Oh, okay.
so then you do shine and stuff. But that whole experience, going and getting spray tan in front of 20 plus women.
No, hold on. Normally in a spray tan, it's normally cubicles, it's private. You know, you're naked apart from just wherever the pieces of paper are conveniently. So no.
Well, so I went with two friends that have competed before.
Okay.
So we stayed overnight in Airbnb.
So they were your support network?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Lovely ladies.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies. So yeah, they were amazing, and they were saying to me, you know, when you go for your tan, this is what to expect. There is a cubicle. You'll go in there. Obviously, you're naked.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. So it was in a gym, in one of the rooms in the UK, and there are some cubicles, but they're open. They've just got the sides and the back, so the front is open.
Oh, so everyone that's queuing up is just literally watching people get spray tan? Is that what you mean?
Well, you queue outside this room.
Right.
I think it was like 15 girls or so go in to this room. There's tanning booths all the way around, but the front is open. So imagine like two sides, a back, but the front is open of the cubicle.
Right.
And then in front of you, there's a wall of mirrors. Even though you're in
because you're in the gym. Yeah.
Even because you've got in the cubicle, you're standing there, but you can still see.
Oh, you can still see
everybody else. And then they ask you to bend over, open your legs, and then you're curious to see what other women look like.
Oh, so you are.
Because they're competing as well. So so
you're taking a little sneaky.
You want to see, oh, okay, yeah, she's quite muscular, or is she over 35? Is she going to be in my category? So you're thinking that. Afterwards, then you have to dry off.
Yeah.
So they tell you to stand in front of the mirror with a fan, one of those floor fans.
Yeah.
And you stand there for, 30, 40 minutes.
Oh, really?
So you have to keep turning round. But then there's another woman behind you doing the same thing. So there's a row of women, then there's another row of women, and you're all like this, or bent over, or...
Wow.
Yeah, so it's...
there should be a documentary on it.
So yeah, that was an experience. And
I would love to be in your head at that time, just to see those thoughts going...
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, it was a bit weird for me, but
and
part of the process.
With the spray tan, is it just one tan fits all? How does it work? There must... Or do they look at you and then go, okay, you can just have this kind of tan, or...
I don't know, to be honest, because they all had the same thing, and then we're just...
I don't
know. Then you have to have touch-ups, so you have a tan the night before.
So, hold on. So this is the day before your tan?
Yes. Yeah. And then you can't wash after that. So I had my tan as late as possible that night.
And where were you staying? Because
in Birmingham, in an Airbnb.
So what about the tan coming off in the bed and stuff like that? How
you have to take your own bed in.
Okay.
So you take your own bed in. You can't wash.
So what does the bed look like after you've been in it? Is it just like...
No, one of the girls brought like a sheet and stuff. And
yeah, but the sheets must be...
It wasn't that bad, actually.
Really?
I didn't sweat or anything,
okay.
So it wasn't that bad. So, yeah. And then the next morning you go again.
Just to top up?
Yeah. And to fix anything if there was, like, you scratched or you did something.
Yeah.
And then just before you go on stage, you have a glaze.
They glaze you?
Yeah.
How does that feel? Is that just like tan as well, or...?
It's a bit oily. It's like a oil, more shimmer type.
Right. But you're still enjoying it. You're still in the moment.
Yeah, I did get a bit stressed because anybody that knows me, I like to plan too much.
And this was a bit random.
Yeah, so I said to the person, "What time is Bikini on?" Masters. I don't know, we're running late today. That doesn't sit well with me. So I was quite stressed because I kept asking, and I was having my makeup done by that point, and I could hear them then shout, "Masters, masters, come and register." So I was like, "I need to go and register. Can you like hurry up?" Thing. And she's like, "Chill, it's fine." And I'm not that kind of person. So that was quite stressful. And backstage, you can't have anybody there with you. You can't. My coach couldn't come. My friends couldn't come. So I was on my own. But then everybody else is new first time.
Yeah. So you're all in the same boat.
Yeah. I met some lovely women. It's challenging, obviously, if you want to go to the toilet because you've got your bikini on already, and then you're tan and all that kind of stuff. But I still loved the experience. It was still brilliant. I loved it. And it is quite nerve-wracking. You know, my friends just said, when you go up on stage, you'll only see the judges on the front row because the lights are so bright.
Yeah, was it like in a darkened room, so you just had the lights?
It was in a town hall, so just a normal town hall. It was
in the day?
Yeah.
So you could see the daylight coming?
I couldn't see daylight, no.
Oh, you couldn't? Okay, so they blacked the...
So it's full on, like...
bright lights. So you couldn't see the audience?
Well, that... I don't know if they just told me that to make me feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But, Stefan, you can see everybody. You can see everyone's faces. You can see what they're doing. You can see if they're talking to their friend. You can see them clapping. And it's... Yeah.
And is there music going to kind of...
But it's you can't choose your music. It is whatever they choose. So you can't practice ahead with the same music.
So you're just randomly doing your moves
to whatever
music comes up. Wow.
Yeah. So that was quite hard, and the stage looks bigger in photographs and everything than it actually is. It's a really small stage.
Right.
I'd only practice walking on from the right.
Why?
Good question.
No, because you did say that last time. I didn't question why.
Because going on at previous history, when you watch previous shows, they all walk in from the right. But this time it changed because there were so many women in the group. They split us, and it was like the first 7. When you go on, you need to walk on and stand in front of the judges. So then I was like, okay. I said, and then what? And he said, then they'll tell you what to do. And I was like, oh, okay. So we were all like looking at each other, and that was a bit off-putting.
Yeah.
But then we all cheered each other on, and the first 7 walked on. We did our thing at the front of the judges. And then they said, okay, ladies, go to the right-hand side of the stage. So I was like, okay, so you wait. Then the next lot of girls come on because it was a big class. They did the same, but then they stood on the left side. So then while you're stood on the right side, you're waiting for all them to do all their individuals on their own.
And during that time, are you kind of just...
You're holding your pose. So then I got a little
just
bit...
in one pose? Yeah. You don't move it or...
You can a little bit, but not too much because they still need to see your badge.
Right, and you're not used to doing it from that side?
Not to walk on. So after you stood there, I could see my friends saying to me, making sure, stand straight, turn this, because they could see your badge with your number on to identify who you are. And then I had to walk on from the left, which then threw me a little bit. You can't see really in the video, but it threw me a little bit. And then they just say, okay, please turn to the right, and then you just do full circle. And then say, thank you, Julia, you now walk off the stage, and you can walk to the side again. And then all ladies come in together, and you have to do like a 60-second pose down, which I really don't like. It's only in that federation that they do that.
Oh, right. And what does that mean?
60 seconds that you do any pose that you want.
Yeah.
But 60 seconds, quite a long time when you've got to...
I know, isn't it funny when you say that to anyone else, they go, 60 seconds, that's a minute, that's nothing. But actually, it is a long time when you're focused and you're doing something. Yeah.
Yeah. So then afterwards, after that, they say, thank you, ladies. And then they say who the winner is first, second and third. Great. And then as you walk...
Oh, they say that as soon when you're on stage. They don't let you go away and then, okay.
And when you get to a pro level, you do pre-judging, and then you would come back. Some of them come back 3 or 4 hours later. Some come back the next day.
Right.
But no, at this level. And then as you walk off stage, there's somebody at the bottom of the stairs. Would you like your photo taken? It's like, okay then.
You're just leaving the stage, let alone,
Yeah, and then actually I'm glad I had, and they stand you in front of a backdrop and you have your photo taken. And yeah, it's like, but it's like, oh my God, that was amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't put you off. It was like, it gave you the buzz, the adrenaline rush to do it again.
Yeah.
So
I loved it.
So what's happened since?
So from that, a couple of weeks before that show, I can't remember how I got involved with this woman in America. She competes, she's 71. And I think she messaged me and said, keep going, you can do it.
Oh, so she's following you on social media?
Yeah.
And that's interesting, the power of social media. How has that been for you? Because were you quite predominant on social media before you went on this journey?
No, probably, I only went public probably about a year before.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So how was that? How was that for you?
Really nerve-wracking.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, people are going to say horrible things. But I haven't had really any negativity. When I slipped my disc, someone messaged me to say, do this, do this.
Yeah, but, you know, when you did it a year before, did you kind of put your toe in the water, just experimented, you know, how you felt, see what kind of reaction, or did you just go all out? Did you have a plan? Did you have a strategy when it came to, you know, putting content out on social media?
Yes, because I had a coach. So the coach at that time, she's got her own business and business mentoring. So she helped me. She was like, okay, Julia, this is what you need to, you know, be doing on social media, and this is what you should aim to do and what your posts should be about. And I went on, I think my first post was introducing myself and what I did and who am I, basically. And then just grew from there. But it's hard work.
It is hard work. It's not easy. I always have great plans, and then like a few days afterwards, it's just like, was this the right thing to do?
It's so hard. And then once you start talking about it and people start getting interested, if you're not there every day, then, well, where are you? What you doing?
So you started it a year before the actual competition? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So before that, did you have any social media?
I did, but just for family.
But just for family?
Yeah. And
did you set up a new account for this journey, or did you just carry on?
I wanted to, but then as I started this journey properly, I felt it was better not to, because I'd already started to have more people being interested, and I thought the transition at the time would be too difficult.
But this is what I'm curious about. How, you know, we briefly mentioned it before, where a few friends dropped off, but how was that kind of response from friends and family that are used to seeing a Julia in one way, you know, just family, friends, you know, holidays, and then suddenly there's that focus, Julia's, you know, this is me, this is the new me, this is where I'm going. Was there a bit of, because I've experienced it, you know, things that I've done in the past, is that you get that little comments, little gripes, or
one family member in particular, I won't say who, but yes, but overall not really. And I think they really understood when we did the podcast.
All right.
So then
so that was a good insight for them.
Yeah, they was like, oh, and my mum, my foster mum at the time was like, oh, actually I understand why now, that I can understand a bit more.
Oh, good.
And it opened, I guess people knew a bit more about me, or, you know, what I'd been doing while I'd been in the Middle East, or what goals I had put on hold before, and
That's perfect into my next question. What's it been like living here in the Middle East and having that social media? You know, you're a bikini contestant, you know.
Good.
Yeah.
Actually, I started to go to a gym in a hotel to meet more people.
Yeah.
And it was mainly males in that gym. It was in a hotel in West Bay, but I met some great people that supported and helped. And then I went to 2 other gyms and people in there were great. And then you actually find other bodybuilders.
Wow.
Men.
Yeah.
And there was one girl, but she's now moved to Dubai. But everybody's been really supportive. A guy came up to me a couple of weeks ago in the gym and was like, I showed my wife your account. I've told her it's never too late. You need to keep going, keep pushing. Look at this.
Whether the wife appreciated that or not.
But that was quite sweet. And, you know, people have helped, or, you know, like I said, when I had a slip disc, somebody in America messaged me and said, oh, I've had that before. Mel, you know, if you haven't found anyone to help you, these are the type of things that you need to be doing, and exercises, but you know, don't push yourself and it will come back. And yeah, it's been
so the community is a very supportive community when it comes to bodybuilding in general. Yeah.
And the girls and the women that I've met have been brilliant. I'm going to see some girls this weekend actually, but yeah, really, really good. You would think it would be the opposite actually.
Yeah.
But I haven't personally. It's been really good.
Superb.
Really supportive.
So, as you were saying, because we went off in a tangent with the social media, but as you were saying, this lady, 71, got in contact with you.
Yeah, and said, keep going.
Yeah.
Because I said, oh, I'm really scared for show day. And she said, do it scared. It will be the best experience. Just do it.
Yeah.
And we just kept in touch. And then she put something on her page that said, oh, she was doing a fashion show. And I said, oh, I might be interested in that. And she just messaged me privately and gave me her number and said, you should really do it. It's, you know, I'm going to be in San Antonio in Texas and it would be amazing. So she gave me the details, and I'm a bit impulsive sometimes, and I just went to the site, and you had to fill out a big long form. So I didn't know that you had to apply to.
Oh, you just thought it was invite only, and you know,
just get on it.
Yeah, just absolutely.
So no, I applied, and then they got back to me a few days later and said, we'd love to have you. And she messaged me and said, I've asked for you to be in my team, because you have like a team leader and stuff. And
okay.
I've asked for you to be in my team. I can't wait to meet you. And so, yeah, that was it. That came from there. So it's opened up, obviously, a lot of opportunities, and it's been good.
Well, that's where we started when you said, oh, I'm going to start my PT course. Yeah. So why? What's happened after you went to America? Come back. What's going on in the...
That's not nothing new.
Okay.
A couple of years ago when I started this journey, I helped friends and family and friends of friends who obviously was following me or seen me or what have you, and how did you do that, and could you help me? Women my age.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was just something that I thought, I really want to be able to help women. I'm not in terms of a bikini or anything or competing, because I'm not at that level at all.
Yeah.
It's just like a lifestyle client. I would like to help women. And, you know, like I said to you before, women have this thing that over 35, when you get to 40, that's it, and you should let yourself go. And, you know, are you coming into menopause and that's how it is and that's life? Actually, no, it's not.
No. Well, I think men have the same thing, where they just let themselves go, and it's just like, oh, well, I've reached this age and forget about it. It's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah. And I'm in the best shape that I've ever been. I eat double, my calories double than what I used to do when I did all those crazy diets.
Yeah.
My health is so much better, and, you know, I go to the doctors to get my blood checked, so I know that my hormones are in a really good place. I'm not in menopause, and, you know, I'm in really good condition, and I would like to help other women do that. But I wanted to have the knowledge to help other women. And, you know, if someone came to me for help and, I don't know, they've got injuries or they suffer with a condition, I want to be able to do a meal plan to tailor to that, or give them some exercises in the gym or home exercises for them to do. But I want to know more about it. So that was always in the background. I wanted to do it. It's just with work, it can be a bit challenging.
Yeah, how do you... Although most people work anyway, although there's a lot that are... you know, don't work, so they have the time in the day to be available. So,
and I think, I put it off because I wanted to do it during Ramadan. So I wanted to do it a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do it this Ramadan as well, but then I was in prep, so I couldn't do that. I didn't have the mind to be able to do that as well. And I got talking to one of my managers, and I said, I'm going to do it next year in Ramadan. And she's like, what are you waiting for? Which I always say to them.
Yeah.
And they said, you're right, actually, I'm going to do it. So I've signed up. It'll be 3 weeks, intense.
Okay. And how did you find it? Is it online, or is it, how do you find the right personal training course to do?
Well, I actually tried one before.
Yeah.
It was really not great. They weren't supportive. The guy was really rude. I didn't feel that I could ask him anything. So I lost my money on that, unfortunately.
Oh, right.
And then this one now is based there's a school here in Qatar.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've known 4 or 5 people that have qualified, so it's a really good course.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they've sent me all the stuff already. Started reading. Oh my
On
God.
top of everything else,
so
on top
full
of
on.
being the area manager and sales and...
Yeah, but look, I can't do this job forever.
No.
Right, and you know what it's like in Qatar when you get to a certain age.
Yeah, they don't like old people.
No. So I need to have something else that I could do wherever we decide to go next. But, online or whatever. So I need to get the skills and maybe do a side hustle now. So when that time comes, I'm ready to go. Or if I want to go earlier. So that's the plan.
Nice. And when's your next bikini competition?
Gosh, don't know. Maybe...
And where will it be? And where will it be?
Well, the 2 girls that was in my group for the fashion show, we're really good friends, and we said we will meet next year in June in Vegas because there's a show there, and it'll be over 45s. So we're over, all 3 of us are over 45, and we're gonna go. So that potentially will be my next show, and then I would like to do a bikini fashion show. I'd like to do another 2. Maybe. It depends. It's with work and stuff, holidays. It depends. But definitely another show next year for sure.
Okay, I'm just curious. Has this rubbed off on your boyfriend?
What, to be a bodybuilder? No.
No, he's not tempted.
Definitely not tempted. No. No. But he can appreciate what I'm doing. He wouldn't want me to be, really big, muscular, and all that kind of stuff. But that's not what I want, and I want to continue being a natural athlete. I don't want to take anything assisted or anything.
No, you don't want to go down that road.
So he's brilliant, really supportive, understands. I think it was probably hard for him the week before show. We were both in the UK.
Yeah.
But I purposely stayed at my friend's, and he went to his parents because I knew I was going to be doing a lot of training. I was going to bed really early, like 8 o'clock. I was up at 5, and that's no fun for anybody else. It's no fun for me, really. But anyway, and then
that's my normal life. Don't say that. My wife's going, hey, that's no fun for me.
And so he was at his mum's, and I didn't want to then look for a gym, and so I went up the night before, and I think he found that quite challenging because I then took my food and I need to go and get this, and I need to still go to the gym, so can you take me to the gym? But he was really supportive. So
good.
Yeah, really supportive.
Superb. Well, amazing journey. You'll have to come back in a year or 2 years to let us know. But I think it's so admirable that you want to give back. You want to help women over a certain age, to keep fit, to be healthy, and not give up. And I think that's really admirable that you're not just there to look at me, look how great I am. It's actually, no, I'm doing this for me, but I'm doing this to show other women that it is possible.
100%.
Yeah,
for sure.
So thank you
Thank you
for coming on the show, and I really appreciate it, and I look forward to the next time. If you're still here, although
I will still be here.
Just pop in, just fly in. If you're not, just keep us up to date. Yeah,
I will, for sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Julia. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching, and we catch up with you next week. Take care. Bye-bye. Hey, amazing people. This concludes our journey on the Head Guide podcast, your ultimate fusion of Middle East vibes and success in both business and life. I'm Stefan Lindberg-Jones, your ever-enthusiastic guide through all things awesome. The Head Guide podcast is your exclusive pass to CEO insights, cultural adventures, and the genuine lowdown on life in the Middle East. If you've enjoyed the ride, hit that subscribe button for the most fantastic ongoing adventure. Stay tuned for more awesomeness, more insights, and more success coming your way. Let's roll into the future of the Middle East journey together.